Uptown Records started with 5 people: Andre Harrell, Al B. Sure, Heavy D, Kim, and Puffy. Kim is dead, Heavy D is dead, Andre Harrell is dead. The only 2 left, Puffy and Al almost died.
I'll be sure, the only man alive from that list, apart from Diddy, suffered multiple organ failures, was in a coma for 2 months, and guess what? According to Al, Diddy tried to kill him.
So do you think specifically then that Sean Diddy Combs or people affiliated with him did something to you that caused you to have multi-organ failure?
I believe this to be the case, yes, absolutely.
Some of you may not know who Al B. Sure is, but in the late 80s to 90s, he went from being a football quarterback star to being one of the biggest R&B singers in the music industry. Al was selling millions of albums for Uptown Records. So when Diddy started interning at the label, Al B. Sure was already a superstar. Puffy was only an intern at the time, but even at the beginning of his career, Diddy always knew that he wanted to be the guy controlling people.
I saw like the people behind the scenes and I was like, that's maybe something I wanted to do. So I started like asking questions and getting information on the music industries. I know like music, my eye besides just looking at the rap and saying, okay, one day I want to be Heavy D, one day I want to be LL Cool J. I was kind of looking like, okay, one day I want to be like Russell Simmons, or I want to be like Berry Gordy or Quincy Jones.
You want to be beyond just an artist, you want to be the person in control.
Yes.
Al B. Sure was the star. Diddy was the young intern who was ready to do anything to become the boss. But another important person on Uptown Records was Kim Porter. Kim Porter was the assistant to the boss, Andre Harrell. But she was not any assistant. Kim was beautiful and smart, and she was Al B. Sure's girl.
Heard of Love at First Sight? Well, this was kind of that.
Really beautiful girl.
Andre Harrell actually introduced us. He actually came up to me and he was like, Kim, do you want to meet Al B. Sure? And I'm like, yeah.
And I was, whoa. I was like, wow.
He was nice. He was very genuine and sweet and compassionate. And those are the things that I fell in love with, outside of his good looks.
She was also, very independent and kind of doing her own thing, modeling. And she was in and out of Italy. And so I would fly over to Italy and, support her.
Yes, that was where Quincy was conceived. He came to visit me. I was in Milan and it was an awesome night, a magical night, and we created a beautiful baby that night.
But despite being Al's girl at the time, Diddy was in love from the first time he met her. He stated, the first time I saw her, she was at the studio with Al B. Sure. I wasn't trying to holler at her or anything, but I'm admiring her. Her lips, her eyes, her mouth, her shape, her energy, and thinking, I wish I had a girl like that. During this period, Kim Porter never cared about Diddy. He was just the intern. She just used to ignore him. But the diddler saw this as a challenge.
Diddy is known as the billionaire and mogul, but during this period when Uptown Records just began, Diddy was also an unknown name. In fact, he wasn't even known as Diddy. He wasn't even known as Puffy or Puff Daddy when Uptown Records just began. He was just good old Sean John Combs. He was the skinny 16-year-old who got his start by being a dancer. Diddy got picked by directors to appear in music videos, and this was how he got his start in the industry.
Around the age of 16, 17, I started dancing.
Kim Porter and Al B. Sure had a son together before they were eventually separated. And after they were no longer together, Brother Love swooped in.
The nigga was dating Kim, you understand? That's his kid's mother. And they was cool, they was friends. Misa and Kim was cool. They was all in that Uptown family, Uptown Records family. How you gonna date the mother of you my man, you cool, we all be around each other, and you dating the mother of my son.
Diddy then adopted Kim Porter and Al B. Sure's son Quincy and raised him as his own. Kim and Diddy would end up having a 12-year on and off relationship. No one knew Diddy's secrets better than Kim did.
Kim know all his deepest secret, you understand? Kim knew why he was using the butt, man. Kim probably told all that shit in her book.
They eventually separated after Brother Love cheated on her and even had another child with another person.
When someone cheats and they have a child with someone else, that's my boundary. That's where I draw the line. And with that happening, it made it a little easier to leave.
And during this period, Diddy was the king of Hollywood parties. I mean, Diddy's parties was the event to be at in Hollywood. I mean, I remember wishing that I could go to a Puffy party. Yeah, I did. I wanted to be there. I mean, they became so big that MTV was making Diddy party commercials.
Call them modest get-togethers. Others, hedonistic romps. For the next 53 seconds, we'll take an in-depth look inside Diddy parties.
Diddy once threw a party on a jet flying around the world. Now, it started on a Tuesday, somehow ended on the previous Sunday. I don't know how he did that.
Now that I'm engaged, I've decided to slow down a little. 3 Diddy parties a week, maybe 4, not including the weekends.
Well, I remember one day we went to this Diddy party. Well, what happened? Lil Jon forgot his pimp cup. Yep. D-Rock went to Diddy and asked if he had a pimp cup Lil Jon can borrow. And he had a whole bunch of pimp cups. He had a pimp set.
It's hard to say which is more off the hook, a Diddy party or a Diddy after party, or a Diddy after party, which is basically a pre-party for the next Diddy party.
From here on, Diddy had just started to unravel. It's just that most people hadn't caught up on it. Now, there are several people who tried to expose Diddy. We had Suge Knight.
Puffy can beat the shit out of 2 and they pay for it. And he get an award. And for his having somebody, have male prostitutes in your, that's some weirdo shit. But it's not nothing new. Everybody knows that Puffy been Gus ran in for the longest. That's not like it's new news. Why you think him and Russell was friends?
But nobody puts Brother Love on blast more than 50 Cent.
All y'all was there looking at this shit. That's why I don't be going to the Puffy parties. Nigga hug you from the front and the back at the same time. Talking about. I mean, look, if you into that, I'm fine with it. Each his own. I'm just saying this shit not a party. It's uncomfortable. I think I belong in the girls' bathroom. Shit like that is going on.
Puff was like, first he was amping him to get style. Then he was like, so when we gonna get the chance to, to kick it, like we could just hang out, nigga. We gotta kick it. This is Puff. Okay. He telling me we gotta kick it and shit. And he was like, why don't we go shopping or something? I mean, I pay for it. And I was like, just saying. I got the away from him because I was like, this nigga. This nigga just tell me he take me shopping. And this is it goes on. But there's a little fruit. Puffy's a fruit pile. It's a fruit pile. Trust me. You see these little weird ass like that out there sitting out raising. If you don't accident, bitches would be like kissing. Like that doesn't happen by accident. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Look, later you gonna find out a little shit that I be saying. Do you understand what I'm saying? Man, listen, I'm trying to tell you the truth. But the truth, sometimes it hurts. Right. It hurts people and they don't want to hear that shit. But I'm trying to tell you, ask me, because he take me shopping. And if because I'm looking like, just like, I want to take you shopping. I got a bankroll out this. I want to take you shopping. Why? Because when you walk around looking so good, I'm like, God damn it, that with me.
For 50 Cent, you can tell that he simply can't stand the man.
Now, Fifth, when you continuously call Puff gay, let me read it, Fifth. Oh my God. Sorry I can no longer help you guys. Soon you will all be happy. You are all now left under leadership of Puffy Daddy. Report to the nearest rainbow. Dinner Thieves in theaters January 19th.
Listen. I'm only saying that because of that what's the name interview. And he go when he do it, he says things. He doesn't even know what he's saying is like fruity. You know what I'm saying? Like he says something fabulous and he goes, but me and you, we ain't party. What is he talking about? What is he talking about? When people say that to me, I get a little uncomfortable. At Chris Lighty's wedding, he told me he'd take me shopping. I looked at him like, what you just say? Let me move, man, before I do something. You're gonna make me mess up the wedding.
Oh, that's a nice gesture.
Let me get out. No, dude, take me. That's what a guy says to a girl.
And that Diddy is 50 Cent's Rock'em Sock'em toy. Oh, that's what 50 does to him. And on social media, he never misses an opportunity to troll Diddy. While 50 Cent posted memes and talked about Diddy at his shows and interviews, Kim Porter was reportedly about to release a tell-all book to expose the diddler. Unfortunately, Kim passed away on the 15th of November 2018. It was revealed that days before she died, Kim suffered from flu-like symptoms, and her official cause of death was listed as pneumonia, or should we call it Lamonia?
Oh no, it's all good. But Uncle Ron, Beyonce's ex-bodyguard who threatened to expose them. Threatened to expose them, I believe in 2023, is deceased. He's passed away.
Allegedly, that's what they are saying.
Allegedly, that is what they are saying. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, they said he died from that pneumonia.
Yes.
You know, just like Kim, just like Brittany Murphy. That pneumonia ain't no joke. Every time somebody get to telling the truth about someone, whoever's been lying, they just say a little prayer and then the pneumonia comes.
According to Jaguar Wright, it's no coincidence that Kim supposedly died of pneumonia. What makes this more interesting is that pneumonia is also the cause of death for Bernie Mac, Val Kilmer, Brittany Murphy, and the same suspicions that surrounded the death of Kim Porter also applies to Brittany Murphy. The story only gets crazier from here. Apart from dying of the same illness, it was the same coroner that also carried out the autopsy on the trio. Let me introduce you to Ed Winter. Ed Winter was also the coroner who performed the autopsy on Michael Jackson. And get this, he was also the same man that performed the autopsy on Whitney Houston, and he also managed Paul Walker's case. What makes this even crazier is that Ed Winter's cause of death was listed as unspecified natural causes. But there are several reports on the internet that claim Ed Winter also died of the same pneumonia. In the first report about Kim Porter, her cause of death was listed as deferred, which means her cause of death could not be determined at the time. The first coroner stated that there were toxins found in her system and her death was listed as homicide.
Kim died from pneumonia, but there's the first coroner's report that said that she died. It was ruled a homicide, and they found toxins in her body to prove that she had been poisoned. You know, they have poisons that create heart attack and pneumonia-like symptoms. And then right after that, Al had a meeting, and I was gonna meet up with him because we were in Vegas, and then the next thing you wanna know what they all had in common though? The survivors and the late of Uptown Records, they were all writing tell-all books. Andre was writing a book right before he died. Heavy D was working on a book before he died. Kim Porter was working on a book before she died. And Al B. Sure was working on the documentary of his life. And then he goes into a coma.
Thankfully, Al B. Sure survived the coma and the multiple organ failure, and he is now able to tell his story. And ever since Kim's cause of death was announced, he has always insisted that Kim was murdered and that he doesn't believe that she died of pneumonia. After Kim passed away, he posted a cryptic message insisting and that it was all BS.
You gotta realize, man, Kim's death wasn't even investigated, bro. Her death wasn't even investigated. And it should have been a proper investigation so all the family members can feel like that there was no foul play in her death. How is it that you know how we are as a people? I don't believe that 10% of your viewers that's watching this don't keep their phone when they go to sleep in arm reach. How is it that there was no electronic products or gadgets around Kim's bed? Her laptop missing, her cell phone's missing. Everything is missing that she could get in touch with her little girls if they not at home or her friends or family. All that's missing.
Before everyone caught up to what kind of a man Diddy is, Al B. Sure had been requesting an investigation into Kim's death several times on social media for over a decade. And when the video of Diddy abusing Cassie was released, Al posted 2009 through 2018, y'all said Al B. Sure has lost his mind and told me to go sit down when I stated this verbatim over time. I was ignored by law enforcement and clowned when I shared what Kim told me out of desperation, and she warned me to watch my back as well.
Me talking about situations for over more than a decade and a half, and then all of a sudden everybody woke up like, whoa, yo, we thought you were crazy.
When Al B. Sure was recently asked if he has changed his mind and truly believes that Kim died of pneumonia, his response was swift and definite.
I went through almost more than a decade of being scrutinized and clowned by law enforcement, them telling me, you need some help. Trafficking, really? What's wrong with you? No way, not realizing that they were also working for the situation.
Because you were hinting, saying...
Posting, I get calls, take it down or else, so on and so forth.
But this is about Diddy, so let's be clear for everybody that doesn't know.
Diddy, who's about to, his trial's about to start. Yeah,
yes.
They're selecting a jury.
But you were on this train years ago.
Yes, many, many years ago. I posted some information that was, basically trying to save my life. And thank goodness to my ex, the wonderful Kim Porter, the late Kim Porter, who, kind of warned me all along the way to, just kind of watch your back, so on and so forth. And I didn't understand why.
Because of Diddy.
Basically.
Al stated that the last time he saw Kim, she was in good health and showed no signs of being sick at all.
Do you believe that she died of pneumonia?
Absolutely not.
Why? What evidence do you have?
She was in the best of health. We just saw each other prior to her passing. We were actually celebrating our son's new Netflix Christmas special, and she was doing just fine. In fact, we were all at the event together at Netflix in the lobby. Sean, myself, the children, all having a great time, and I'm, grabbing Sean like, what? And she's in the back going, stop, So it was a really festive opportunity just for all of us to be together, because it's nothing like the circus that's out here. So it was a lot of stuff, came to surprise.
Al also revealed that he has also been subpoenaed to testify in court against Brother Love, and of course, he's willing to step in that box.
Is Diddy suing you or threatening to sue you?
No.
No?
I have the truth.
But one thing is, you have volunteered to testify at the trial, correct?
Not as of yet. Actually, I was subpoenaed.
Okay.
So my attorneys worked something out. So I believe when the time is right, I'm going to discuss it with my attorneys.
But you're willing to?
Oh, absolutely.
Al B. Sure hasn't testified at the trial just yet. But if he does, he will be one of those witnesses that surely have a lot to say and expose the diddler. One of the many things that Al may be asked to talk about is Diddy's crazy bedroom activities, aka the freak-offs. During the trial, prosecutors revealed some of the male workers that Diddy uses for his freak-offs. One of them is a man named Jonathan Oddie, who had actually talked about working for Diddy way before the trial started. Oddie had exposed Diddy from as far back as 2018. He was arrested for shooting in one of Trump's Florida hotels, and during his interview with the feds, he revealed that he had worked as a slave for the diddler.
I had sex with Cassie and Sean. Basically, he would tell me what to do with Cassie. I had like 15 encounters, and I heard a lot of business, because what they would do is Sean talks a lot on the phone and on the TV with speakers and stuff, and I was like a slave, okay? For them, that's what I was. That's all right? I called herpes, and I came back and I sued him for the herpes and won.
So when Jonathan Oddie's picture was shown as one of the men that was involved in the freak-off, the man who had been branded as crazy turned out that he was telling the truth all along. Diddy had been accused of killing Tupac, Kim Porter, Andre Harrell, and accused of ending Craig Mack. And now Al B. Sure states that Brother Love tried to kill him too. And in the past, we might have all dismissed this and say that it's nothing but conspiracy theories. But with all that is going on and happening now, and with Kid Cudi testifying that Diddy put a Molotov in his car and threatened his life, are these still conspiracy theories, or have the truth been staring us in the face all this time?
That the detectives did not even view the body in the bed where she died at. That the coroner had already removed her, pronounced her dead, and told the detectives that it was no foul play. And if that is true, as I've heard it, and we read certain things on the internet about it, that case need to be reopened. We know that Kim, and it's in the this is in the documentation. Shout out to Paperwork at the Paperwork part. I gotta shout him out, man, because he looked in the paperwork and it said Kim received a massage for about an hour when she's supposed to have full-blown pneumonia. Who gives somebody a massage when they got pneumonia? Now, some people even said that her casting was ordered 2 months before she died. That her casting, how you order a gold casket 2 months before somebody died, man?
Well, listen, whatever you think, put it in the comments. Yes, leave your comments. Let us know what you think. And while you're leaving the comment, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that share button, and go share that we have our nice merch. Come on, buy our t-shirts, buy our hoodies. Let me tell y'all something. I wear them, not just for y'all up here, but I wear them all around. And they nice, they dope, they get compliments. You definitely will like it. This is the Staten Island, your boy Brooklyn, representing Staten Island, Shaolin, letting you know that, yeah, we got them all, each borough. And thank y'all for continuously showing love. Peace and blessings.